Did you know that 54% of Americans are overwhelmed with their clutter, but 78% of them don't know what to do with it? We all have that monster that we pretend doesn't exist. Sometimes it comes in like the shape of a closet door that won't close, or a drawer with a bunch of junk that kind of ended up there because it doesn't have anywhere to go, or sometimes even just your desk from just office supplies getting cluttered. I was one of those people that lived to see the beautifully organized cabinets and beautifully made beds, and I just enjoyed that aesthetic of everything being neat and in order. When Marie Kondo finally came to our screens, I of course checked her out, and it wasn't until then that I realized the impact that tidying up has on people and their livelihoods, that something as simple as cleaning up your area really made a positive impact on your life. So I became fascinated by the idea that something as simple as cleaning your cabinet can make such a big impact on somebody's lives. So today I would like to persuade you to finally tackle the clutter in your house and change your life. By one, telling you what it's doing to your mental health. Two, telling you how it trickles down to your physical health. Three, sharing some ways that you can implement organization in your life. And four, offering ways that you can continue to live mindfully. So for starters, that clutter is actually doing a lot on your mental health. Nature and humans, of course, often enjoy things in order because nature naturally makes things in order. The constant visual reminders of this clutter and disorganization eventually begins to drain your cognitive function, and in the long term will begin to affect your focus. You won't be able to focus as much, which is probably very counterproductive if you're a student and you have a cluttered desk. This constant exposure to clutter and disorganization will also start to will begin to trigger this fight or flight effect in your body that is actually exhausting for your mind. And to constantly be in this state of exhaustion, you can only imagine. I mean, it is the powerhouse of your body. Your mind needs to be at peace for your body to properly function. Which leads me to my second point, which is how it can trickle down to your physical health. If you're constantly putting all of this stress and exhaustion on your brain, your body will eventually start to take its toll. The same fight or flight reaction that your body is producing is the same reaction that we use when we are in danger. So if you're already exhausting that reaction when it comes to actually being in real danger, your body won't react as quickly or as nimble as it would if it was well rested, so to say. And if it's slow to react like that, it would even hinder how you react to certain colds or to bugs or flus and any other small illnesses like that. And can even make your digestion difficult at times. And it was actually quite a surprise to me, but even people who sleep in cluttered bedrooms can often suffer from insomnia or restless sleep because their minds are focusing on the stuff around them rather than trying to focus on sleeping. I like to call it visual noise. So it's kind of like when you're trying to think, but you have all these distractions and sounds going on around you that are much louder than your own thoughts. It's similar to that. So some ways that you can implement organization in your life are by organizing things in ways that are going to be beneficial to your lifestyle. So if you like to hike or run often, organize it so that it's close and accessible for you so you can continue to use those items. And as you're organizing and storing it, remember to label, because if you label what's in there, you're going to know what's in there when you're looking for it. Instead of having just boxes everywhere with no labels on them, you're not going to know what's in there, and you're probably more likely to go repurchase an item you already own. Which leads me to containers. Containers are amazing if you use them correctly, because then everything you have has a home to go to, so you're more likely to put it away, and of course you're more likely to find it there when you want it. And then of course offering you some ways to continue to be mindful in your life. And that first step, of course, in living mindfully starts with knowing what you already own. So after you've gone through and organized and labeled everything, make a list as you're putting things away. You can even tape the list on the outside, again, so you know what's in there. And once you list everything, you kind of already know. So when you're at the store, you won't wonder, oh, do I have this? Like, you'll know if you have it because you just put it away not that long ago because you just organized. And when you are at the store and there's something that piques your interest, walk around with it. Sit on the purchase. Don't immediately purchase it. You want to limit your impulse purchases. And if it's something you want versus need, You really want to think, is this worth the money? How long will this last me? How many times am I going to use it? Is it going to get a lot of wear? Is it going to be something that I want to keep in my home, or is it going to create more clutter? Because it's very easy to falter, keep repurchasing, and build another pile. Joseph Ferrari is a professor of general psychology, and while on an interview on a podcast on decluttering and hoarding called Oikology, actually, he proved a very valid point in saying that we live in this disposable culture that is constantly telling us, no, buy more, you need more, buy this, buy that, it's what's new, it's what's cool. But because it can be easy to falter again, it's important to remember what we just discussed, which was one, what it does to your mental health, two, how it trickles down to your physical health, three, sharing some ways that we can implement organizations into our lives, and four, knowing how to continue to live mindfully. That's it. Thank you.